Hi everybody! So it is officially December 31st and I'm very sad about that because I feel like the year just started, but I can say that tomorrow because then it'll be 2023. Um, but yeah, I don't, this is just crazy. Especially, I can go on forever about this, but I just feel like I'm not getting as much time in a year as I was when I was younger. And I set all these goals for myself and it seems like recently that I'm never finishing them. So I hope that's just a everyone problem, not just a me problem, because we will see what happens. Anyways, earlier in the year, I shared a blog post about my 2022 goals, and then when I started creating videos again, I shared a video with my goals, and here's the video talking about how these goals went, if I finished anything, what I didn't finish, what went wrong, what happened. So grab a project and let's just get started. Okay, so if you would like to follow along with what I'm referencing, you can follow my blog post. I can leave that in the description box below. But otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking. So grab a crochet project and let's just get started. Okay, so I divided my goals into little sections. So the first section was a charity-based section. So one of the goals that I wanted to make sure that I absolutely had was a hat not hate goal. As if the longer you've been following me, the more that you'll realize that I am a big fan for hat not hate. Like, I'm currently working on a hat for them right now. I don't have a video that is just about them, but I have talked about them a lot. Basically, they are a anti-bullying campaign, where you make blue hats, whether it's crochet or knit, and they eventually, they ship them off and to different schools in the United States as a spread for anti-bullying. If you want more detail about it, I always have hat not hate information in the description box in every one of my videos for you to check them out. So in the past, I have made 100 hats that I've donated. This year, my goals weren't as ambitious just because, I started college this year. A lot has happened. I knew that I was going to be very busy. So I set a very reasonable goal for 12 hats to donate. And I figured I would do one hat a month. I thought that would be pretty reasonable. If anything, I could just crochet throughout little breaks in my day, or before I went to bed, after I went to bed, not after I went to bed, after I wake up, etc. Just trying to find the little times throughout the days, and that's what I ended up doing. I actually donated 11 hats this year to Hat Not Hate, which I wish was a little bit more, but ended up being just the right amount for the packaging size that I had. So everything, happens for a reason, and I'm glad that it did the way that it did. So I ended up making most of those hats on a road trip, coincidentally. But I do have more hats in my closet that are waiting to be shipped off and donated. So I can confidently say that I have completed that goal. Another charity goal that I had was to donate to Bundle of Hope with the leftover hats that I have that fit the requirements. Now, by leftover, I mean that I have a bag of hats, essentially. It kind of sounds a little weird saying it, but back when I was in 9th grade, I was just making a bunch of hats, different sizes. Some of them are preemie, some of them are regular. And I was very active in one of the local church around me, and I was going to donate to that church, and then something happened and I never actually followed through with that. So I have these hats staying that are in my closet, and I was able to donate most of them to Hat Not Hate, some of them to Bundle of Hope, and I was gonna send off another box, but I had been very tight on money this year. Like I said, college student, so I haven't been able to do that with the price of shipping that I wanted to, so I'm saving up to do that. I think that'll be very exciting and hopefully a goal for next year. Another one of my goals was to make a couple of 7x9 rectangles for Warm Up America. I donated to them once back in 2019. I was in 10th grade. I never really participated in Warm Up America. I only did it because one of my crocheter friends was doing it and I wanted to chip in. But I think one of these times I would like to donate to them. That'd be really cool. And I thought I would do that this year, but it just didn't happen. But those are my charity goals. I always think everyone should have some sort of charity goal with them, whether or not it's making one hat, donating it to Hat Not Hate, one rectangle for Warm Up America, just finding something that calls your name and is passionate about, not just because you know it's the right thing to do it because you want to do it. Especially, I feel this way because you are able to do this craft that not everybody can do. And this is a craft and a hobby that can make a difference. And if I want to make a difference in someone's life, if I'm able to do that, I can and I will. And I love that. I love that I'm able to do that just by spending 30 minutes of my day de-stressing by crocheting a hat. This hat that I made can make someone's day a whole lot better. That, in my mind, is just insane. And I'm gonna stop myself right there, but I think you get the point. That is just amazing. So, that was the charity section. I'm gonna put my hat on pause because it's now time for the blanket section. Okay, so one of my goals was to continue working on my 2020 temperature blanket. Now, obviously, I started this in 2020. If you don't know what a temperature blanket is, don't fret. I didn't know what it was until 2018. A temperature blanket is when you assign a color to a yarn, to a temperature, and a color of yarn to a certain temperature, and the temperature of the day, you follow it and you go from there. Sorry, something happened, got distracted. I made 5, 6, 7 videos back in 2020 when I was like actively doing this blanket day by day, and then I kind of stopped, and then COVID happened, and then 2020 happened, and then as I have free time, I bring this with me. Eventually, this blanket stayed with me at the campground for a bit, and then I brought it home, and now I work on it in my free time. So I think I started this year off in July, and I'm proud to say I just reached September in the blanket. So, for those of you who aren't aware, this is what my hand looks like for my temperature blanket. I have tons of colors, and this is a great way for me to store all of them. I'm not utilizing it the way that I should just because, like, there's these yarn slots that I should be using. But just because there's so many things of yarn, it's easier for me to just unravel it, grab it, go from out. But yeah, so back in the end of 2020, I sat down, even though I didn't want to, and I wrote down all of the temperatures, and I don't know where the envelope is in this bag somewhere, but I wrote down all of the temperatures, that way I knew what I was doing, that way I didn't have an excuse, and I also wrote down the color of yarn that I needed, so that I know on the blanket I am on September 10th. It just feels so good. I did a week. I did a month yesterday. A month of blanket yesterday. I'm using a 4.5mm crochet for this blanket. I actually made this hook. This was the first hook I ever designed. I did this in 2020 also. I don't know. It's weird to hold sometimes, but it's just it's fun. I'm glad I did this. I need to rewrite the letters because that's where I hold my fingers, but this isn't about it. I think that'd be fun to do again. But here's the blanket. It's getting very, very big. I'm going to be making a temperature blanket video all about this blanket. So if you want to see this blanket in more depth and more detail, you can follow podcast number 62 and check out this new video that I'll be making. But I'm just going to show you a quick little glimpse of what it looks like so far. Okay, I gotta get it right away. So, a square is a week, a row is a day. That is how I'm doing mine. This is January. So you can tell the warmer colors from the cooler ones. And then one of them looks really, really weird because I wanted to mark out which one was my birthday. Here it is. So this day is my birthday, March 31st. Just thought a fun little fact. But yeah, so I definitely think I'll be able to finish this blanket in 2023. This is definitely going to be on my goals. And I am disappointed that I didn't finish it this year, considering I started in 2020. But it's definitely a fun little video. Okay. The next goal that I had was to finish my but to add 2 squares to my 2017 calendar blanket. And if you've been following me, you know that I actually finished this blanket. So if you want to see this blanket in more detail, you can watch me finishing this. Sorry about that, my dog tried getting in here. Anyways, as I was saying, if you would like to see me finishing this blanket and seeing the motivation behind this blanket, you can watch my crochet with me during a blizzard video. I had a lot of fun making that, and outside at the time there was an actual blizzard happening, so you can see like little blizzard updates, and I had a lot of fun filming that, and you can see the whole progress behind this blanket. I did September, October, November, and December square. So those are the 4 squares I had left, and I did the border as well. So this first row is a border for the square that you do, and then I did 2 extra rows of granny stitch, the granny stitch. So yes, this blanket is officially all finished, so I'm so glad I can finally mark this off. I'm excited. Okay, and then the next goal that I had for myself was to add some appliques to my 2019 folk art blanket. I started this in 2019, around the same time I started this. This pattern came out in 2017, even though I'd started it in 2019. No big deal. So the blanket itself for this is already finished. But if you look at it, there's appliques on it, and there's like a barn, some trees, just to make it like a painting kind of. And I wanted to finish this and just add some appliques to it to make it look better, I guess, than what it actually looks. Oh my goodness, so many distractions. I don't even know where I left off at. But yes, the 2019 folk art blanket, I was not able to add anything to it. Okay, and then the last one of my goals was friend's blanket. I thought it would be really ambitious, and I wanted to finish my friend's blanket. I even wrote, I said, I really doubt this is going to happen, but let's see. I wasn't able to finish it, but I did get a lot of progress done on it. Just for reference, I started this blanket with just the banner. I hadn't even began to add the granny stitches to it yet. So for those who are unfamiliar with my friend's blanket, this is it. It's the Friends banner, which I made the banner itself in 2019. So I did this, and I also did that much. So I definitely did quite a bit. But if you want to see my goals for my blanket, for this blanket for next year, which I definitely have quite a bit more, stay tuned. But yes, in case you're wondering, the yarn I use for the granny stitch is Red Heart Unforgettable in the colorway Gossamer. But yes, sorry this video got kind of chaotic towards the end. I mean, who knew that when you've been gone all day, your dog kind of wants to see you, even though I already saw her. Anyways, that's that, and I am very excited. So, cheers to 2023 with yarn.